This anime tells the story of a man who ruled a powerful kingdom, feared by millions. He wasn't just a king, he was the Tyrant King. A man so cold, even ice cubes took notes. He never flinched, even when the screams of innocent people echoed through his palace halls. Ruthless, absolutely. Charming, debatable, emotionally available, not even a little. But what was he really after? Ultimate power? Total control? Or was he just bored and treating world domination like a side quest? Either way, one thing was clear. He knew exactly who he was. A king. Then one day, out of nowhere, a mysterious voice popped into his head. Before he can even make sense of it, the voice tells him to search for the light in this new life. When he opens his eyes, everything's different. A man and a woman are standing over him, calling him a name he's never heard before, Little Arthur. From the way they treat him, it's clear these two, Reynolds and Alice, are now his parents. The coldest warlord of his era had just been reborn as a baby, and not even a cool baby, a burping, pooping, completely useless newborn. The once feared Tyrant King, who ruled through strength and fear, is now stuck in the body of a helpless baby. And things only get more humiliating from there. He can't even burp without help. At first, Arthur was humiliated. His parents had to help him with everything, even burping. Bro went from bow before your king to can someone wipe me in 0.2 seconds. But slowly, he noticed something. Reynolds and Alice genuinely loved him. That was something he never had in his past life. It made the whole diaper situation slightly less painful. One day his dad reaches out to touch him, and Arthur reflexively grabs his finger. It doesn't mean anything to him, but his parents think it's a sign he loves them, and he has no way to tell them otherwise. As time passed, he realized being a baby came with many humiliations. But there was one unexpected perk: peace. For the first time, the Tyrant King could sleep soundly. No betrayals, no war, just warm blankets and a bedtime kiss. Eventually, he starts to accept his new reality. But just when he thinks he's got things figured out, something big happens. He discovers that this world is filled with magic. Here, people have abilities beyond anything he's seen before. And from that moment on, Arthur knows what he has to do. If he's going to survive in this small, weak body, he needs power. He needs to master mana. When his dad returns from a hunt, Arthur watches closely and notices something. People here don't just rely on magic, they carry weapons too. That only means one thing: this world is way more dangerous than it looks. Before they head inside, Alice encourages Arthur to acknowledge his father. It seems unnecessary to him, but he still does it. Because for once, he's finally able to sleep in peace. Something he never had before. A month later, Arthur was learning to crawl. His parents, meanwhile, acted like every little move was a miracle. He caught a glimpse of himself in the mirror, and yeah, the sight of his chubby cheeks and toothless grin nearly gave him an existential crisis. From feared dictator to bouncy baby, life comes at you fast. That night, after his mom kissed him goodnight, Arthur waited. Once the coast was clear, he pulled himself off the bed using the blanket and made his way to the room full of books. Knowledge was power, and if he was going to be stuck in this weak body, he needed all the help he could get. He grabs a book about the land he now lives in, Dikathan. It's made up of 3 kingdoms: the dwarves' underground kingdom of Darv, the elves' forest kingdom called Elenoir, and the human kingdom of Sapin, his new home. Compared to his old world, the political structure is similar, but here the throne is passed down by bloodline instead of earned by war and conquest. Then he reads about magic. Compared to technology, this world is far behind. And the reason is clear: magic takes its place. His dad's power came from something called mana. Only about 1 in 100 people can use it, and usually it runs in the family. There are 2 main ways to use mana: buffing, boosting your physical strength, speed, or defense, and casting, which lets people shape mana into magical attacks or effects. All of this centers around something called a mana core. Most people awaken it during puberty and train it as they grow. Arthur remembers something similar from his old life. Using that knowledge, he decides to give mana control a try. He focuses hard, trying to pull together small pieces of mana to form a core. But just as he's starting to make progress, Alice suddenly shows up and startles him. His concentration breaks. And worse, she notices something strange. Arthur panics, thinking she's figured him out, but turns out she just assumes he had an accident in his diaper. He hopes she's wrong. But yeah, she's totally right. 2 years passed. Alice kept a journal, recording every detail about Arthur. But there was one thing she couldn't figure out: why he never smiled? Not once. Meanwhile, Ray started teaching him how to swing a sword. Alice shut that down immediately, and from that moment, Arthur realized, in this house, Mom's the final boss. Later, Alice notices how excited Arthur gets during city trips. For his parents, it was family bonding time. For him, it was research. Weapons, tools, mana users. He was taking notes like a nerd at Comic-Con. On the way back home, already half asleep, Arthur feels something he's never felt before. His parents always seem to understand what he needs. Even though being in this baby body is frustrating, he's never once felt like this life was bad. Because in his past life, he never had anything like this. That night, as he drifts off to sleep, Alice thinks about how curious her son is, just like his father. She hopes he explores the world one day, but deep down, she wishes for a peaceful life for him. The next day, Arthur feels lucky. He has real examples to learn from. But when he sees his dad struggling just to move a few rocks, he can't help but think it might be easier to just toss them by hand. Alice, like she's reading his mind, hints that Arthur's about to see just how strong Ray really is. Arthur's hungry to learn more, but before he can do anything, it's nap time again. Thankfully, his clever little brain finds a way around Alice's no-reading rule. Using his baby charm, he gets her to give in. Back to training, Arthur focuses on forming a mana core. He gathers countless bits of mana into one place. And then it happened. An explosion rocked the house. Nobody knows what caused it, but the blast sends his parents into a panic. Arthur's still inside. They rush in, only to find something unbelievable. Arthur floating in the air. He did it. He made a mana core. But in all the excitement, he doesn't notice the debris falling toward him. Right before it hits, Ray jumps in and shields him. Arthur is stunned. That one moment reminds him his parents would never let anything happen to him. What confuses him most, though, are the tears in their eyes. He felt something new, something he'd never experienced in his past life. He cried. The Tyrant King, once feared by all, now shedding his first real tear. And not because of pain, but because for the first time ever, he felt loved. All right, that's it for today. Don't forget to like, sub, and stick around for the next chapter. Only here on Dem Recaps. Appreciate you guys big time. Love ya.